Dr. Kim Anderson, our crop marketing specialist, is here now. Kim, why don't you just cover the latest in the wheat markets?
Well, if you look on what's going on with prices, we've had quite a dip. You go back to June 1, we was running around $7.50, wallowed around, plus or minus 60 cents or so until we got into mid-July, and then we had that report. Russia was exports, and Russia had plenty of wheat production on the market. Then they were going to stop the exports out of Ukraine. We got an increase up to $8.50. We've now taken about $1.40 off of that. I think it's important that we watch what's going on in Russia and Ukraine. I think right now what they're saying is that we're going to get that wheat out of there. I think you need to remember that we're expected to harvest a 29.3 billion bushel world crop. That's a record. If you look at the U.S., about a 1.7 billion bushel crop. That's above the last 2 years' 1.65, and hard red winter wheat at 577 million. Watch those numbers as that August 11 report comes out next week. And then you got droughts on the positive side in Europe, in Africa, and Australia. And that could impact prices as we get on into the fall.
Let's switch gears to corn now. Harvest in Oklahoma will start in the coming weeks. What are you telling producers in terms of prices?
Well, right now you can forward contract somewhere around $4.70, $4.75. You go back to June, that price was up around $5.50. It came down to $4.60. As we looked, we got more corn acres. The yield's looking really good. The harvests are going relatively good. Brazil and Argentina. We got it down to $4.60. Brought it back up to around $4.75 is the best guess right now.
Let's look at the world situation as it applies to corn prices. What's going on there?
I think we need to look at who determines price. You look at the major exporters. You got Brazil at 28%, the #1 corn exporter for the last 2 years. The United States at 27%. Argentina at 20%. So if you're watching price, Argentina and Brazil alone are 48, essentially 50%. And then you've got Ukraine at 10%. So you've got those three countries right there that compete with the U.S. It's got about 60% of the world exports. Very important price-wise. I think what you got to look at is production now. World corn production, 48.2, a record. 5-year average, 45.2. U.S. production, a record, 15.3 billion bushels. 5-year average, 14.2. Brazil, 5.1 billion, not a record, but near record there. Their average is 4.2. Argentina, 2.1, above average, but of 1.9 billion. And of course, you got Ukraine at $1 billion. I think what you got to look at is with a third of the U.S. production, Brazil exports more corn. So a bushel more or less in Brazil or Argentina, it's going to have a bigger impact than a bushel change in U.S. So I think we got to watch Brazil, Argentina, and we got to watch what's going on in Ukraine with corn prices.
Well, good thing we have you to tell us all about it. Kim, thanks a lot. We'll see you next week.